Hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Where are we? It's what you're wondering. Well, we're going to go on a descent down to paradise. We're up in Harbour village, and we're going to descend through Konya village, down through Konya mountain as it's called by us locals. Then we're going to go across the downtown Limassol roundabout, and we're going to wiggle and waggle past McDonald's, past the former Debenhams, cross another roundabout, and then we're going to head down to paradise, Kato Paphos Harbour, on a truly spectacular day indeed. I'm pretty sure you can see that that sky is blue. That sea, well, as we come round the next corner, you're going to understand that's very, very blue indeed. Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue, so all that's actually missing is you. Get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and to start a paddling like crazy, because Cyprus and ourselves are quite simply waiting for you. Now, if your name is Miss Dawn and you got a husband called Mr. Shaw, you got a spectacular little cat called Daisy and a wonderful dog called Bobo, you will understand that the temperature today is around about 22 degrees, because of course you are in downtown Kato Paphos, and hopefully you had an excellent arrival, a fabulous trip, and hopefully you're booked into somewhere, and hopefully you're having an absolutely spectacular start to the day, because it is an exceptional day in downtown Paphos in the first week of March. Yes, you heard me correctly, the first week of March. I don't think it can get much better than this. So let's go and check in with the breakfast crew and see what the girls are doing. What are they up to, shall we say? Who are the girls? Well, three superstars, the girls in charge of the Marika and Me Lounge. We've also got our own website, by the way, marikaandme.com. So if you want to go and have a look at that, please do. And of course, you can upload some photographs and you can leave some messages. And I believe now we're going to be able to communicate with each other. So in other words, that means if, I don't know, my Daily Tonic Miss OO Justine wants to have a chat with Miss Nessie, I understand that from this week you can, in like, I think it's called a forum or something. I'm not that clever. Anyway, Lord Richard, yes, he's a lord now. He's the man who's in charge of that. He's got a wonderful partner in crime. Of course, her name is Lady Julie Nash. And of course, that means that they've got a son. And his son is my great, great friend, Mr. Leo. He's not that little, by the way. He's actually already as tall as me. So I think he's going to be a very, very good bodyguard as time goes on. So here we are, downtown Konya, slowly working our way towards the Limassol roundabout. There's not that much of a bearing around here, if you understand. This is the main road, should we say, from Episcopi up the top, and it comes past where you'd go to Memphis Hills, then you come through Harbour, now into Konya. The next landmark will be the Limassol roundabout. And of course, at that roundabout, as its name suggests, you can take a left and shoot off up the highway towards the airport, onto Basuri, and of course off on your travels to Limassol and further afield if you wish. Or if you were to take a right, you'd go in towards, should we say, Midtown Paphos, and you'd come out around in the Anabargos area, and then eventually work your way up towards the Masui area where all the big, big shops are. And of course, eventually you could go on your trek on the Polish Road. So, but we're going to go straight. We're going to go straight over it, and we're going to go on a descent down to downtown paradise, which of course is the downtown Kato Paphos Harbour, on a spectacular day. And I'm pretty sure the view across the blue Mediterranean Sea when we get there will be quite simply spectacular. Now, the girls in charge of the breakfast crew, three absolute superstars. We've got the Dolly Bird, known as Miss Vivian, who probably is the greatest blueberry cheesecake cupcake maker in the world. She's got a partner in crime. Her name is the wonderful, the beautiful Miss Nessie. And of course, on top of all of that, we've got the most beautiful woman all the way from downtown Frodsham in Cheshire, and her name is Miss Beverly. And of course, she's the partner in crime of Ian the Butcher, and he sounds a bit like a mafioso guy, doesn't he? But he actually is a butcher, and he's very good at butchering the life out of a pork chop or a nice piece of steak or whatever you might fancy. So go and hunt him down in the Butchers in downtown Frodsham and say a big hello from me. Here we are, we come over the roundabout. Just over there on the right hand side is the Alpha Mega Hypermarket. A bit of a funny word, it means a very big supermarket, we understand that, and by Cyprus standards that is a very big supermarket. But of course, if you're coming from the UK or perhaps America, for God's sake, that obviously is a minnow, a very small supermarket indeed. And there's something going on down here, by the way. They put scaffolding up and some framework around this building, which has been pretty much derelict and graffitiized for the last 15 years since I've been in Paphos. But there's something going on, as you can see. They fenced it off. There's a couple of workmen up there. Whether they're perhaps just painting it to make it look better, I don't know. Or perhaps it's going to open up as some fancy superstore. Or perhaps it could be the Marika and Me Lounge. No, it can't be, because it's not in the right place. That would only be very close to the beautiful blue Mediterranean Sea. At these traffic lights on my left now, you've got the Uptown McDonald's. So of course, if your name is Miss Andrea and you've got a man called Mr. Mart, that's the place to go in with your vouchers. But they're going to look at you as if you're nuts, because they do not accept vouchers. And the prices for your Big Mac meal and stuff are quite a lot more than they are in the UK. But that's something we have to accept and tolerate. But at least Mr. Mart, whenever you go in there, you can always ask for a large Coke is what I said, and don't worry about the peacocks, that's for sure. Just over there, by the way, is the former original Paphos Mall. So I think it was 2008 when I first arrived. We were the actual first customer to go into the Costa Coffee, which opened in there. How do I know that? Because the girl that I got to know quite well in the end told me. And when I walked in, I said, well, and there's other people in here. And she said to me, yes, but he's the manager from Nicosia, and that's the director. But all the people in there were just, you know, I'm not going to say fake customers, but they were making it look busy, should we say, yes? But of course, it was the grand opening on that day, and we went in there at about 10:05. Anyway, we got a great latte, and when I went for a refill, prepared to pay, obviously, she gave it to us for free, and we used to go there all the time because it was one of the first places that had free Wi-Fi. And when we first arrived in Cyprus, we didn't have anywhere to, you know, a house with Wi-Fi at that time, so we used to go there pretty much every day. Got to know really well, and she liked my BMW. But there we go. Right, that's another story in another life. So it closed down in about 2012, if I remember rightly. Went bankrupt, unfortunately, and then it's remained empty for the last 10 years or so. But now it's been bought up by the Shackles Group. Doesn't mean much to you, that I understand that, but it's one of the biggest companies in Cyprus, and it happens to own the Super Home Centre and the former Debenhams and the former Woolworths company and these kind of things. Anyway, that's the Super Home Centre there, but that one's closed and they've moved up there. Okay, so that's the reason for me telling you this little story. And it's now called the Paphos Neon Mall. Basically, there's a clothes shop in there, there's some toilets in there, and the Home Centre DIY shop. What's happening to this one here on the left hand side? Well, they're going to knock it down, and they're going to build a 4-storey underground basement, which I presume is car parking, and then on the top of it they're going to build a 27-storey skyscraper. Well, not a skyscraper, is it, but 27 stories. That's a lot of floors. So you're going to get a great view, certainly from the 5th floor up, that's for sure. You're going to get to look down to the downtown Kato Paphos promenade, and probably if you're on the 27th floor and your name is Viking Ronnie, you'll be able to see Israel, which of course is where you're from. Now, talking about Viking Ronnie, he's in town. But unfortunately, he's in Larnaca. He's gone to the wrong airport. Only joking. He's gone to see some friends and family up in Larnaca, and then after that, he's going to mosey on down to Paphos. And you never know, we might get him to Tchotchke dance the night away down the Kato Paphos promenade. So don't forget to come back in a few days' time, and you're going to meet the superstar, the greatest Viking that's ever lived, all the way from Israel, Viking Ronnie. And of course, he will be taking up his place right now on the left-hand corner of the sofa known as the Dame Anne sofa. Why is it called the Dame Anne sofa? Because guess what? It's Dame Anne's sofa, and she's sitting there and she's having a chat with the one and only superstar. Her name is Anna Starr, the greatest lawyer all the way from downtown Poland, who again is going to be partying in Paphos in the very, very near future indeed. And if you're very unlucky, Anna, again, we're going to get you to do the Ciuciuchka dance down the Kato Paphos promenade with Miss Ochingra booth talking to you in Polish. So, Dizzling Deborah to you, my darling, and I hope that that's brought a smile to your face, and I hope that you haven't had to work too hard in downtown Poland today. Hopefully when you come here you can get us off one or two of our crimes, that's for sure. And on top of that, on the next arm, of course, there is another gentleman, and he is a Ronnie, and his name is Commissioner Ronnie. Yes, Chief Superintendent Ronnie. Yes, retired policeman all the way from up in Scotland. And he's the man that wiggles his finger when I go through the red lights, but he's the man that phones the commissioner in downtown Paphos and says, listen, he's a friend of mine. He's a Gumbaru. Let him off. Come on. So they do. So I don't get a speeding ticket. I don't get a parking ticket. I get to park on W lines right behind the Gumbaru #1, who happens to be the mayor of Paphos. His name is Fadonis. He's probably the greatest Paphos mayor that has ever lived. And he's got some great, great ideas for Paphos. And slowly but surely, all of those ideas are coming to fruition. And the downtown Kato Paphos Harbour, I promise you, will come back into life in another 2 to 3 weeks, and there's a lot of people who are going to have a great time indeed. The Paphos Promenade is having a bit of a spruce up, a bit of a tidy up, and again I promise you, when you come out after Easter, it's going to be spectacular. He's rapidly sprucing up the old town. He's rapidly sprucing up little bits here and little bits there. Now, he doesn't have an endless amount of money, but the money that he is spending, I do believe that he is spending very, very well indeed. We all understand that you have to put in infrastructure. We all understand that unfortunately that will cause disruption to the people who live in Paphos and the people who come to Paphos. But the bits that are finished are much better than they were before. So please stop, people, please. Stop saying that he's an idiot. Stop saying that he's a bad man. He's not. He's a very, very good man with a very, very good vision for Paphos. And he wants Paphos to be the greatest place in the world. So he has a huge job, a huge task, and hopefully along the way, ourselves and hopefully yourselves can help to make Paphos possibly the greatest place in the world, possibly one of the greatest places in the world to come for a holiday. That's the rant over, Mr. Andy. There we are. So please support the man known as Gumbaru #1. We understand he parks on W lines. We understand that he parks on the chevrons across to the school, just down from the busy traffic lights. But the reason for that is because often he needs to jump into his Mercedes with his driver and he needs to go and sort out a problem somewhere in Paphos. So that's the reason. We understand that. It's only a little joke that I make. If you are listening, Fadonis, I think you do understand that I do think that you are quite a nice man. So please, do not send Stavros, that sergeant, well he's a captain now, isn't he? Please, do not send him round to my house to beat me with his truncheon. Please, do not send him round to shoot me. If you can send him round, tell him to put some speed bumps outside our house, because everyone comes past our house too fast, that's for sure. Anyway, here we are. Downtown Kato Paphos, we're on the Hotels Road. This hotel here is the Amavi 5-star luxury hotel. And whenever I pass this hotel, I always think of one man. His name is Joe Cox. He's got a beautiful wife called Miss Julie. They've got a sister called Miss Kath, and she's got a partner in crime called Mr. Colin. They both came out to celebrate their birthday. I don't know if I should say it, but Miss Kath was 50, Mr. Colin was 53. Mr. Joe had a fantastic time. He even watched me whiz past on my little white horse, but I was running solo because, of course, Ochingra Booth was in Georgia at that time. Unfortunately, her father had passed away, but luckily we have recovered from that hiccup in our lives, and we wish Edward the greatest life in the next life, and we know that one day we will see him again. What's this hotel? This hotel is Alexander the Great, possibly the greatest hotel in downtown Paphos. Why do I say that? Because many people, the girl in charge of most of the things on Marika and Me, that's Dame Anne. She loves that hotel so much that she books in there twice a year. Top floor, furthest corner so that she can get a great view across the blue Mediterranean Sea as she watches the sunset and start on its descent off to downtown Kato, Australia. But don't worry, it'll be coming back in the morning. Uh-oh, what's going on? Absolute chaos in downtown Paphos. They've closed the road again. But hey, we'll keep going straight because, well, we are Mr. Paul from Marika and me. And that car's going straight, even though he's on the wrong carriageway. So there we go, we'll keep going straight. There's other cars here. We're going to show you what's going on in downtown Paphos on a spectacular day in the first week of March. So if you're looking for somewhere special to come, don't forget to get on that internet, do a bit of Googling and choose the perfect hotel for you. That's what I would do. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, why not hit the like, click subscribe and come back for that little bit of more of madness, insanity, whatever you want to call it, all rolled into one. And now and again there's a little bit of fun, and now and again there's a little bit of information that you might like. And if you do like what you see, why not hit the like, click subscribe and come back for a little bit more of my madness. Thanks for watching.